For this project, you will need an SDX sniper toolkit and a ball bearing press. Grab your Sniper Evo AIR HSX REAR hub, the driver adapter plate for puller, the press tool driver outer bearing Avo, the drift tool axle remover 15 and 20 mm, 2 press tool rear wheel bearings Avo and pulley puller, a circlip pliers, and a rubber hammer. Take the rear hub and unscrew the lock ring and remove the cassette spacer from the hub. Place the adapter plate on the hub and screw the lock ring back on. And remove the end cap. Place the 15 mm axle remover in the inner axle and use the pulley puller to remove the driver from the hub. Unscrew the clutch bearing from the driver. Take the 20 mm axle remover and use the pulley puller to remove the outer bearing. Now unscrew the lock ring again. Remove the end cap. Use the circlip pliers to remove the bearing CR clip. Use the drift tool axle remover 15 mm to knock out the inner axle with bearing. Remove the bearing from the inner axle. Use the inner axle to remove the wheel bearing in the driver. Now that the hub has been disassembled, we can reassemble it. Use the press tool driver inner core bearing to place the inner core bearing in the hub shell. Place 2 drops of Loctite on the driver. Place the outer bearing on the driver and use the press tool driver outer bearing to press the bearing onto the driver. Place the wheel bearing in the driver and use the press tool rear wheel bearing to press the bearing into the driver. Lubricate the driver with SDX Sniper Evo clutch bearing grease. Do this on the inside of the hub shell as well. Place the clutch bearing on the driver. Then place the driver in the hub shell. Take the inner axle and place it in the hub shell. Place the wheel bearing in the hub and use the 2 press tool rear wheel bearings to press the bearing into the hub. Place the bearing CR clip on the bearing. Place the 2 end caps on both sides of the hub. Now mount the cassette spacer and the lock ring. Your Sniper Evo AIR HSX is now ready for use.